How's it going today, guys? So I wanted to talk about one thing before we started on the video. When I post my last video, I was under the impression that the season had a lot more days in it than it did. It only had like 40 hours left at the time of recording that last video, so we are now reset back to the bottom of the tier list for our deck to see if we can make it to Mythic. But that's a good thing. That means that we can post a lot of videos out this season and try and get to Mythic. So keep monitoring the Road to Mythic playlist that is on the channel, and there will be more episodes shortly. However, today we are doing the standard metagame challenge. So what we're going to do is we're going to run the same deck from the last video with a little bit of changes. I have opted to remove the lore scale coatls for 2 scavenging oozes. And the reason I've opted for this is to ensure that we can fight things like urro and other graveyard plans. Because in response to urro hitting the yard, or in response to urro being told to be escaped, we can, in response, activate Scavenging Ooze's ability to exile the creature from the graveyard, get a +1/+1 counter on Scavenging Ooze, and gain a life, which is a very big value for stopping our opponents from playing something like Urro. Other than that, we're also playing a copy of Sorcerous, Spyglass, and Spark Hunter Masticore to counter other planeswalker plans. That's just we ran into a couple Simic decks the last game, but since that video has come out, there's been a lot more info brought up about like playing Ugin turn 4 and all that kind of stuff. So there's people running things like Teamer to get out to just freely cast Ugin and stuff like that. So we're going to be seeing a lot of Ugin, we're going to be seeing a lot of Nissa, and we're going to be seeing a lot of the new Teferi. So I figured we needed some answers in the sideboard to go against Planeswalkers. Other than that, the sideboard's pretty much the same. We're running 3 Negates, 2 Mystical Disputes, 2 Narsets, a Rewind, and then a Stonecoil Serpent and Hydroid Crisis. To fill out the 15 slot, I threw in a Voracious Hydra, just because it's kind of got value, and since we're already like a big mana deck, the X cost will be easy to fill, and then we can either fight or double the number of +1/+1 counters on Voracious Hydra. So we could do something like spend 7 mana and get a 10/10. So that's going to be very good, and I hope that we can win some games. So I'm going to load into our matchmaking here, and we will begin. Alright, let's select our Simic Big Mana deck. Yep, we're submitting. Alright, and now we're going to look for an opponent. Alright, we have found our opponent, and let's see what we're playing against, if Arena wants to load. Arena's been having some problems lately. I don't know if it's just my PC and trying to record, or if it's something to do with Arena itself, because I've been having like long load times and things like that. We cannot keep this hand. We only have 1 land and nothing really to help us that way. I don't want to keep this either, but I'd rather not go to 6. We have an opt, and we're going to get a draw because we're on the draw. So I'm going to keep this and hope to draw a forest for Grazer so we can play this island. But that might not happen, and if that doesn't happen, we can always opt. So we're going to keep. And we will put an Ugin on the bottom. Alright. Some kind of Mardu deck, I see. We're going to pass. On the end of the turn, we're going to opt, hopefully find a land. If we don't find a land, I'm going to be kind of upset. It might mean we need to run more lands in this deck, but we're running 24, so I hope it is a land. It's not the land I was looking for, but I'll take it. There we go. pass our turn. Alright, so we've kind of ramped. Next turn we can cultivate, get 2 more forests, and then hopefully find a Nissa. If not, we're going to play Stonecoil Serpent to have a threat on board. So we are going to play land, cultivate, fetch forest, island, put forest onto the field, island into our hand, and pass turn. We are 3 turns away from playing Ugin, and next turn we're going to have a 6/6 reach trample protection from multicolored. I wonder... This looks like they're trying to ramp, and I wonder if they are looking to do the same thing we're looking to do, and they're just a weird combination of colors. No, I don't know what this deck is. I've never ran into this deck before. I'm gonna play the island they know about, and then cast this big boy for 6. And pass the turn. Oh, don't pass through their turn. I feel that the Simic version of the Ugin Nissa decks has a little bit more strength than if you go with splashing a color for interaction, because you can have interaction through a flash shell of things like Frilled Mystic, Hydroid Krasis, that kind of stuff. But I think our shell's not as strong as if we went with like a Simic Flash deck that has Ugin and Nissa inside of it. But I think it's good enough that I don't want to mess with it right now. But let me know any ideas you have to improve the deck, because I do think it needs some improving. I really want to put urros in here. I think urro will be strong. I think dropping the Hydroid Krasis for urros is a good idea. I just need to get the wild cards to, get urro into my collection. This is just 5 colors. Crazy stuff. Chromatic Ori. We're going to counter that. They obviously need mana of each kind, so we're going to use Frilled Mystic here to counter it. On top of that, they just get to draw a card for each color among permanents they control, which right now they would be drawing 4 cards. We're gonna have this shock ourselves, cast Ugin. And I think we're gonna -4. This does kill our Frilled Mystic, but it also wipes their board of some pretty strong threats, so I'd rather be doing that. We are going to get in for 6. That might have been a misplay, but we have another Ugin in our hand, so if they kill the Ugin on the field, there's no real threat. We can just play Ugin again. Well, and then they did that. That's fine. We're just going to bolt their face and pass the turn. Yeah, it looks like they're just like 5 color and like just a bunch of good cards. Here, let me look. She's a 5 mana cost spell. We can... We're going to cultivate, and then I'm going to bolt our opponent in the face. This puts us out of kill range from Tristani and her tokens, but allows us to keep Ugin on the field. Sorin, we're going to counter. Alright, yep, drop Ugin down to 2. Alright, we're going to -0 Ugin. to get rid of those 2/2s, and then play a real big Hydroid Crisis. So we can make an 8/8. So we're gonna draw 3 cards, gain 3 life. Or no, we'll draw 4 cards, gain 4 life. Math is hard, guys. Math is hard. And then we'll play a 1/1 with protection for multicolored so that we can have a blocker for Tristani. Don't really need this Nissa now, but we'll play it so we can start getting bodies and start closing out this game. I think this is a pretty good card. I don't know. I think this card would be a lot stronger if hey, they have an Ugin too. Got rid of my 8/8. I think this card had a lot of potential, but I think the craziness that is just Nissa being able to ramp your mana so hard means that this card kind of just got put on the back burner. We are going to kill it with Ugin, though. Then we're going to play Nissa. Make a 3/3. And let's go to combat. And we're going to smack... What's Ugin do? Yeah, we're going to smack Ugin in the face for a lot. And now we go to sideboard. Our opponent's on like some weird stuff. I don't really know what to bring in. Or I'm gonna say we'll bring Sorcerous Spyglass, Stone Coil Serpent, go down a Crisis, go down an Ugin and a Nissa for Narsets. Go down Disdainful Stroke for negates. Go down a Grazer for a Mystical Dispute. Oh, well, apparently we're a little over. Yep, we'll run it like that. I honestly have no idea what deck we're playing up against, so it's going to be kind of hard to figure out what we're doing sideboard plan-wise, but we saw a couple of planeswalkers, we saw multicolored spells, and we saw that it was kind of like just a 5-color good stuff deck. So bringing in things that have protection from multicolor, bringing in counter spells to stop the planeswalkers, and all in all, just making sure we have Narset to stop the draw speed from their Ori is a good plan to kind of lock them out of the game. I probably shouldn't have brought in just all negates. I probably should have left in 2 Disdainful Strokes for their big threats like their Tristanis and their Aurelias. But I think we'll do fine, especially with this kind of a hand. It's not... We're going to ramp a lot into a Stone Coil Serpent that they can't... I hope they can't answer. They might have answers. They are in all colors. But I hope most of their removal is multicolored for us. So what we'll do is we'll turn 1 island into an opt. Draw opt. The only issue with doing opt here was the fact that we drew Growth Spiral and we don't really have a forest in our hand. But we'll have to Fabled Passage next turn regardless to make sure we can cultivate on turn 3. But I think we'll be okay. They counter our Stone Coil. We're kind of dead in the water. But let's hope that doesn't happen. What do you say? Alright, we'll play Fabled Passage here and crack it for a forest. And pass the turn. On the end of their turn, we're going to opt. It's just better to do instants and stuff on the end of your opponent's turn to make them think about, well, what if you've got a counter, or what if they have some like 1 mana answer. That's just because even though going shields down on turn 2 wouldn't be a bad thing, like there's not much they can do on turn 2. just making your opponent think more about what you're going to be playing and what you're going to be doing can make them make mistakes, and it's smarter to do it that way than to just sit here and like let them just do something with no holds barred. We're gonna take Narset here. We're not gonna play her because I want to cultivate, but we're gonna take her here. Do this. Cultivate for a forest and a forest. Put forest on the field. Pass the turn. Sometimes keeping the ramp hand is a lot better than keeping like ramp in like the turn 4 Nissa into, or turn 3 Nissa into turn 4 Ugin. Goyos. Fun. So they're gonna put probably another Triome onto the field would be my guess. No, they're definitely gonna put a Triome on the field. They're looking for a Triome that's got everything they need. I guess they didn't want a Triome. Alright. We'll play a forest here into Growth Spiral, into Fabled Passage, into an island, into a Narset? No, because I don't want to play Narset here. Goyos isn't a multicolored card either. Oh, I think he might. No, he's not. No, he's not. Hydroid Crisis for 2 is also not strong. No, we'll just grow mana. We'll take 3 next turn, but it's fine. We'll take Island, Forest, put a forest on the field. Pass the turn. Alright, that's a Nyx Lotus. Right now, it can't tap for anything, which is a good thing. Island for turn. Narset. We're gonna make a 5/5 Stonecoil Serpent here to protect Narset. Now we're gonna use Narset's ability to dig. We're gonna take Growth Spiral. We're hoping to hit one of our planeswalkers off of Narset, but odds are we're probably just going to keep getting like Growth Spirals and draws, which isn't bad. Being able to dig through our deck's good. Next turn we're going to do Hydroid Crisis if we don't draw like an Ugin or anything like that. Issue now is even Ugin, we can't really wipe their board because they're all non-colored stuff. Deputy of Detention. Does it take Stonecoil or Narset? It takes Narset. Interesting. Mewy Onling. Target creature -2/-0. Loses flying. Alright, well. This is going to be fun. And that's an Ugin. Ugin gets me back Narset. Alright, we're going to play Ugin. We're going to kill the Deputy, get back Narset, use Narset to draw, take Nissa, and pass the turn. Got a 4/4 flyer, but our 5/5 can stop that if we really need to. I'm hoping to Ugin next turn for 5 to wipe this board of all these problems. Dovin entered. So he's probably gonna make another token. This is an interesting deck, but I don't think it's gonna be able to compete with ours because Ugin's going to -3. Because Trostani's not a big deal. We can still block it. 5/5 will block the 4. Yeah. Alright. So, -3 Ugin. Wipe his board. I forgot Narset was a 3 mana cost walker. That's unfortunate for us, but we will put Growth Spiral on the bottom. Then we will play the Nissa that they know about. Untap this one. Tap, 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 tap. Play a 6 mana Hydroid, 6/6 Hydroid Crisis. Draw 3, gain 3 life. And well, that was okay. I don't know why, but I just clicked through and was like, yeah, we'll attack. No, I wanted to keep Stonecoil Serpent back for defense, but it'll be okay. They can't kill either of our walkers. Simic, Great Hinge, Guildgate. Could have been a worse Goyos hit. How many? They're also running like an 80 card deck. What is this deck? Very interesting. Land. Let's kill the Thopter. Then Narset. Grab an extra Ugin so they can just know about it. We will Growth Spiral. Draw a card. Play land. Play Fabled Passage. Crack Fabled Passage. Grabbing Forest. Only reason we played Fabled Passage over like the forest that was in our hand was because we want to make sure I kind of want to thin our deck. Thinning your deck isn't really like too important, to be honest. It gives you small minuscule value, and any value is good value, right? All right, cool. We're going to make this into a 3/3. Oh, well, that one's got Summoning Sickness, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. Cool. Go to combat. Smack in for 1,000,000. They either take a lot or they block. Then we will pass the turn. We're holding up Negate. We got Ugin and Nissa just in case they find a way to kill our stuff. I'll let that happen. Let's see what our opponent does. He made 3 green mana using Nyx Lotus. No, he made 1 green mana and then made the 2 off of Hinge. I don't want to let that land. I don't want him to draw any cards. Even though we have Narset, I'd rather that not land. And yes, I know there's Dovin in his hand, but I'm not worried about Dovin. This is the one that prevents damage, right? Yep. Sure. So, Kaya's Wrath. Should have saved the Negate for that. That was not good playing by our opponent. Unfortunate for us. We also lost 2 lands out of that because of that. Alright, preventing my Ugin's damage is a respectable thing. Let's look at the top. Take Negate. Ugin deal a lot, but it's not really anything. Go attacking. Hit Dovin. Cultivate? Just cuz? Cultivate to thin out our deck, put Forest onto the field, play Island for turn, end our turn. At this point, I think we should really just start hitting our opponent, because if he wants to waste Dovin by stopping Ugin again, that's fine. We'll just minus Ugin and gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, and then, you know, put walkers on the field. We'll want to do Ugin after we do Nissa, though, so we can play a new Nissa and be able to get 9 damage on board next turn. Which might be death, if we can also get something that's a little bit stronger. Finale of Devastation. X equals 12. Negate. And our opponent scoops. Good game to our opponent. That'll be the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and like this video. Leave any comments about like anything you think should have been done differently. I'm probably going to be streaming the rest of this event over on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/staggeringpage. So come check us out over there. And yeah, just let me know any thoughts you have for the channel. I will probably record, if we get to like 6 or 7 wins, I will probably record those matches as well and post them later. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good day.